Great to be back here at IFA. This show always reminds us how much technology has improved our way of living at an amazing speed and beyond recognition. Remember, it was in 1882 that the first light bulbs lit our homes. Soon, electricity brought us not just bright light, but also power and the first electric appliances. Look at the difference they have made. What would you do without a refrigerator or washing machine? Radio and television also revolutionized our world, shaping popular culture and mass communication. Digital technology brought next wave of innovation. Computers and mobile devices, they made us more productive and more connected than ever. Today, technology continues to develop at lightning speed. Connectivity will soon be truly seamless. Sensors and devices are linking up to share information. They become context aware, connect the dots, and make our lives truly smart. The data, these privileges will give us all powerful insights to work smarter and to live better. Taken together, it will trigger a quantum leap of innovation. I am certain that it will touch every industry, every company, every job. Just think, how will it affect you and your family? The biggest change, the biggest transformation, it will happen in our homes. It will come at a speed we can barely imagine. And actually, it started. And it's giving us new habits. All this is changing our expectations of what technology can do for our homes. Most importantly, though, the technology we see in our homes today is only the beginning. The change ahead will be much, much more dramatic. That's why today I want to talk to you about Samsung's vision for the home of the future. When we talk about bringing the future to our homes, I need to make one key point. In our industry, we often get very excited about technical.
I probably have a sort of gadget out right now. I just got a new piece of wearable tech actually. Then of course, there's my laptop, computer, smartphone, tablet, TV set, game console. We get the point. The thing is, my home is kind of small. Sometimes it just looks super cluttered with all these different gadgets lying around.
Eu não sou a pessoa que mais entende de tecnologia. Quer dizer, se não for muito técnico, eu até resolvo. Mas, caso contrário, eu não visto muito no meu tempo. Seria muito esforço.
Well, my son and his family actually moved across the country last year, so I do a lot of video calls with him, especially with my grandson. He actually just learned how to say grandpa.
À propos des nouvelles technologies. L'Internet des objets, les big data, tout ça paraît assez séduisant, plutôt excitant, mais je suis pas vraiment sûre que ça me concerne aujourd'hui.
Really, technology must not be overwhelming. It must fit into people's lifestyles. It must anticipate and meet their needs. Nothing else is important. Of course, these needs develop all the time. That's because of changes in our culture, society, and environment. Earlier this year at CES in Las Vegas, I spoke about 4 mega trends shaping our world. First, connectivity, which brings us together, which empowers us. Second, urbanization. Our cities are growing, and as they do so, they need to get smarter. And our homes need to adapt to high-density living. Third, technology can help people to live more comfortable, independent lives in their old age. And fourth, there are new risks from disease, climate change, and war. These megatrends are changing the world. And they make new demands on our homes. That's why we want our homes to do more than ever before. We want the home of the future to be protective, flexible, and responsive. But what does this mean? To be protective, the home needs to provide us with physical security and emotional comfort. To be flexible, the home must take smart use of what space we have in crowded cities. It must adjust to new lifestyles that blend work, learning, and life. And we need a home that is truly responsive to each family's needs, with technology that senses, learns, responds to our behavior. Every person, every family has different needs. Therefore, each requires different levels of protection, flexibility, and responsiveness. That's why there will not be one home of the future. There will be a billion homes of the future. We at Samsung have researched this a lot. For many years in cities, in rural areas around the world, we've observed people, we've interviewed experts, we've analyzed trends, and spotted fascinating changes. When we recently did a study to see how the needs of families are changing, we consulted 34 experts, from anthropologists to teachers, from architects to daycare workers. 29 families in Germany, France, the United States, Brazil, and across Asia. 11 Samsung lifestyle researchers for regional insights from around the world. And we polled nearly 30,000 people in 24 countries. This kind of research shows us how diverse our lifestyles are. It helps us understand the center of our lives, the home. And it gives us deep insights into people's passions and needs. let's take a look at a few examples from around the world. As you can see, each home is tailor-made and grows with the needs of the people living there. But let's hear from one of the world's top experts on responsive housing. He is somebody who truly understands this dynamic relationship and shares our vision.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome renowned architect and principal research scientist at MIT Media Lab, Kent Larson.
And thank you, BK, for having me here. At the MIT Media Lab, we're on a mission to reinvent the critical systems that are necessary to enable high-performance, creative, entrepreneurial, high-density cities. We're looking at new food networks, mobility networks, energy networks, but perhaps the most important system is to develop a new model for housing. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our City Home project with a focus on transformable, hyper-efficient, personalized housing, specifically for cities. Now, this is so critical because, as BK said, we live in an era of extreme urbanization. 90% of population growth will take place in cities. Even more interesting to me, almost all the innovation will take place in cities. 93%, for example, of patented inventions will happen in cities. But the world is not flat in this respect. Most of the innovation is taking place in a few cities, Japan, Korea, Northern Europe, the coast of the U.S., that have the qualities that young people are attracted to. The problem with these cities is the young people, the lifeblood of these cities, are getting priced out of the market. Mayors are all looking for new solutions for housing that will allow their cities to remain competitive and attractive to young people. So I challenged our researchers to think deeply about this problem. And we realized that for thousands of years, the home was the center of life. It was the center of entertainment, of healthcare, of learning, of work. And then with industrialization, things became centralized outside of the home. So production was centralized in factories. Healthcare became centralized in hospitals. Learning took place mainly in schools rather than at the home. And entertainment increasingly was located in public spaces like theaters. We live in a really interesting time right now because with new technologies, with ubiquitous sensing, almost free computation, telecommunications, the internet, the home is once again becoming the center of life. So we thought we would take on the challenge of creating responsive housing that was attractive to young people, but would allow them to live in a very complete way, and also for it to be tremendously fun in a small space. So I challenged our researchers to try to come up with a solution where a very small space could function as if it was 2 or 3 times larger. So here you see an exercise space converting to an office space, maybe for a startup. It converts to 2 guest rooms. When you need sleeping spaces, it converts to an informal hangout space. It opens up for a dinner party for 10 guests. It actually can be a party space. This is an animation. This is easy to deal with. So then I challenged the researchers to find ways of actually realizing this. This is an early prototype of a robo-wall where you just move this heavy object. By the way, that's a Samsung monitor that moves in this robo-wall. But then we wanted to test it with people. So this is a living lab experiment, an actual apartment where we have these transformable elements. The bed is tucked under this high-tech furniture package. We found that the young people actually, when they go back to a conventional space, they say, why can't I just move that wall out of the way and open it up? Then we said, well, we need to work on solutions that are appropriate for a commercial developer. So here, even an expensive apartment. But then, when needed, the bed goes up, the table comes down, and you have a space for a dinner party for 10 people or a startup office where 10 workers can be there. Well, design is easy. We had to figure out how to implement that. So we built a series of prototypes. Again, living lab experiments. In this case, this was a play area that can convert to a dining space. In fact, you can have the complete play settings. The challenge here was not just the mechatronics, but how this kind of a system can be a node in the Internet of Things. In fact, we're thinking beyond that. This is the Internet of Things that creates spaces that people occupy. In this case, a living room converts to a bedroom. We were looking at even a linen management system. So unlike a Murphy bed or a sofa bed, which takes a lot of work, you don't even have to make the bed. It just goes out of the way. But we thought, well, this isn't really enough. So we need to really integrate in a more complete way the technology. So in this case, you have a 200 square foot apartment, about 19 square meters, where a large bedroom will actually convert to an office space. 8-foot desk converts to a dining room where 6 friends can enjoy a meal. It can convert to a larger living room. We have a very compact bathroom, but the whole bathroom can open up, so you have a large walk-in bathroom and access to the shower. The kitchen space is very functional. It's very compact, but you can double the counter space if you want to fix a meal. We have the sensing capability to know where people are and what they're doing, the activity recognition, so we can respond to them in real time, but also using gesture control and voice and touch sensors to allow the configuration according to your needs and values. So I really do believe that it is a societal imperative to develop this new model for housing. We're just getting started. That will enable young people, elderly people, families, working class people, as well as rich people to live in the creative heart of the city. Thank you.
Many thanks, Kent. When I was an engineering student, I would have loved to have a flat like that. Okay, what's clear is that the home of the future is not about the technology, and it's not about being smart and connected. It's about working in a way so that you don't notice the technology at work. It's about giving you the right options at the right time. Above all, it's about adapting to you. But how exactly will the home of the future adapt to you? First, it will be a show-me home that makes complex data visible and useful so that you can make better choices. For example, it will show you when to take your medicine, alert you to air pollution, or give you choices for saving energy. Second, know me home that learns your needs and recognizes and your lifestyle patterns. Each home that knows when your day starts. For example, it will turn on the lights and the coffee pot just in time. Third, it will be a tell me home that proactively adjusts to your needs and provides suggestions without being asked. Imagine a home that tells you there are leftover ingredients and suggests a recipe to use them up. So here we have the three key attributes of the future home. A, show me, know me, and tell me home that adapts to you. Ultimately, it will care for me and you. Yes, these are still early days for the home of the future. For many, it's still just a vision. But change is coming, and it is coming fast. Just remember how quickly, in just a few years, smartphones and tablets have changed our lives. I am certain the home of the future will be woven into the fabric of our lives just as fast. We at Samsung can take a leading role here. Our 6 lifestyle research labs, 6 product innovation teams, and 6 design centers across the globe give us deep insights into what people really want and need. And uniquely, we do that across the whole range of consumer electronics, from mobile solutions to TVs, from home appliances to healthcare. All this informs our innovation and shapes our portfolio of products and services. And we deepen this offering through collaboration with industry partners. So, let's take a first glance at how Samsung will bring the future home.
Swimming? Okay.
It's time to work.
nice logo. It's actually mine. I just let them borrow it for that video. Okay, what's clear though is that the homes we just saw, each was distinct and adapted to each family's very own lifestyle. You also saw a few of the technology we are working on to bring your future home. How each technology adapts to every home. The future you just saw is not something that's far away. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in a year or two, but it will be here before you know it. This future home, it looks after your health. It makes cooking a joy. It's home that brings you together with people, even when far apart. It's home that meshes the information from appliances, sensors, and devices to create value and to fit your lifestyle. But this is key. There will not be one home of the future. And so each and every home will be different because it adapts to you and your lifestyle needs. This will not be a static home, and it will be you who is shaping it. We can turn this vision into reality, but only if we as an industry work together. We will work with everybody who shares this vision because we want to make sure standards are open, robust, and secure. We will open our own standards to accelerate this process. And we are making sure that our devices and our own platform will be third-party devices, services, and platforms. We have started partnering with industry leaders such as the Open Interconnect Consortium to create interconnected solutions and industry standards. But our commitment to openness does not stop here. As you may have heard, we recently acquired the technology and talent of SmartThings, a leading open platform for the next generation smart home experience. In just over 2 years, SmartThings has created an active ecosystem of more than 1,000 devices and 8,000 apps, built by its community of device makers, inventors, and developers. To tell you more, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Alex Hawkinson, CEO of SmartThings.
Thank you, BK. And we're so thrilled to be here, I can't even tell you. For SmartThings, the goal has always been to turn every home into a smart home. The journey really started back in 2011 when my family and I arrived at a mountain house that we have out in the mountains of Colorado. And the place was a wreck when we showed up. Turned out a pipe had frozen and burst, and everything in the house was coated in ice. And the cost to repair the house was overwhelming. And at that moment, I thought to myself, you know, it's staggering that I know what my friends are doing on Facebook, but how could I not know what's happening in my own home? If I'd just known, I could have prevented it. And why hasn't anybody invented a solution that would make it simple for me to know what's happening in my home and get an alert when something goes wrong. That's when my team and I, got together and started to develop the first generation SmartThings Hub and the platform. The first steps that we took were all about experimentation and testing the market. We wanted to see if there were enough people like us, others who wanted to stay connected to the home and to their things and the things that they care about, to give their home a voice and to give it intelligence so that they can more easily interact with it. SmartThings, from the beginning, also realized that homes are where our individual personalities come out. They're as diverse as the human race. And we felt that because of that promoting openness was really the right approach from the beginning. So our strategy through all this time has been to engage and support an enthusiastic community of developers and inventors around the world and try to build the first open, standards-agnostic platform for the smart home. The response to the initial launch was overwhelmingly positive, and since then I can only say it's been a crazy and very rewarding ride. And it feels like we're just still at the beginning. But we've triggered a tremendous wave of innovation around the world where we're rapidly adding intelligence to the everyday things that are in our homes. Now, with the scale, the resources, and the support of Samsung, we're going to be able to expand our platform to even more partners, even more devices, and create richer experiences for consumers all around the world. While we do that, we're going to continue to run SmartThings the way we always have. We are embracing a completely open stance, embracing our community of customers, our developers, device makers, all with the current leadership. The entire founding team is joining us on this great road ahead. So we've come so far, and it's in such a short time, and we're really excited for what's ahead. I can't wait to show you what's coming in the future. Thank you.
Alex, we will help you with our resources and our strategic support to ensure that SmartThings succeeds and grows. We will also ensure that each platform remains open and independent with Samsung as a premier partner. We are very excited to work with SmartThings to revolutionize the home of the future and to continue bringing seamless and delightful experiences to all consumers. Thanks for your time, Alex.
Thank you.
Opportunities ahead are enormous. By 2018, there will be about 45 million installed smart home systems. Globally, the smart home market is expected to be worth $100 billion by 2018. And after that, in this age of fast forward innovation, it will really take off. This home of the future, it will transform much more than just the place where we live. Yes, it will boost the tech industry and will create lots of jobs. But more than that, think of the ripple effect across our society. More energy efficiency as homes get smarter, more safety as homes are better protected, more independence and peace of mind in old age as healthcare is delivered at home. A society that's more social, more connected, even if we live apart. That and much, much more. I've only scratched the surface of what's possible. By collaborating with industry partners, Samsung will lead and drive this transformation. This big trend, they are changing Samsung as well. Let me be clear, I don't want Samsung to be remembered as a technology company. I want us to be remembered for providing unique, tailored experiences. But to make the home of the future truly meaningful, your role will be critical. You have to embrace it. You have to help shape it, or it will remain just a vision. So, it's time to step up. Together, we will bring about the biggest technology leap in the history of innovation. Together, we will bring the future home.
We've taken all that incredible research and prepared this enchanting book full of rich, vivid insights. So please, as you leave, take a copy with you. And don't forget to visit us upstairs here at City Cube Berlin. Thank you very much indeed.